You know we could have been teammates.
We're going to come Canberra.
Do you remember that?
I remember when I debuted for 20, I was like, oh, this is the best. Remember Toyota Cup was on TV. You're playing with the yellow ball, bro. You thought it was the best thing ever.
I missed Toyota Cup,
was so
honestly.
fun,
We had
yeah.
it so good. Like, honestly. Like,
100%.
do you feel like if those two big moments didn't happen, that you guys win the game?
So hard to get there. And then, but
You ended up signing for the Bulldogs in 2021. Why do you think it didn't work out at the Bulldogs?
look, I think it's one of those things, it's a team sport too. You know, when I got there, I think we only won one game.
I hear you're a notorious sleepwalker.
Who said that, bro? Sleepwalking? No, I don't sleepwalk. I just have I do weird things at night.
Me and Raps have had some battles, man.
I remember when he elbowed your eye that game. Was that Raps?
Fucking dog.
That was good elbow, man.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Trot, episode 30. Can't believe we made it this far. It's been an unbelievable ride so far. And today, I've got the Serbian Prince, Nick Cotric. How are you, brother?
Hey, good, bro. How are you, man?
It's so hard to say that without laughing. What's been happening, mate?
Nah, not much, man. Just taking it easy, chilling out. How about you?
Yeah, just running around.
Yeah,
Had a few business meetings today, as you can tell, you know. I'm
You
looking.
look good, bro. Where you going? Coogee Pav or something, mate?
Where you going, bro? Far out.
Right,
Look
for a
at
jog,
you.
bro, on the leg, bay run.
You haven't missed a day in gym by the looks of it. What have you been doing with this buy?
No, not much. I just came down to Bondi, just staying down here with the missus at Bondi Beach down there. Dina Apartments across there has got an Airbnb with a little puppy dog, little toy poodle, and just relaxing, man, just taking it easy.
Toy poodle? You got a toy poodle?
Yeah, little one. It's tiny, man.
Can I see your haircut? What are you doing with your hair? What's going on with
Just
that?
got a mullet.
You're not growing a mullet.
Yeah, look.
That is
Shaking it up.
That is actually horrendous.
It's short now. I want to get it like that out there to the shoulders.
Have you grown out before, or?
When I was real young, when I was like 15 at school, yeah.
And you're growing the beard as well. Far out.
I
You're having a
know.
midlife crisis or something.
Literally, bro.
What are you're what, 25 this year?
25. No, 26 in November.
You're 26.
Yeah, bro. I'm getting old, man.
You're getting old at 26,
26, bro.
That is concerning. Far out, bro. Don't say that because I'm 34 this year. Tell me about that comeback win, man. That was a pretty impressive game against Manly. You were down by 20 points
20,
or something.
yeah.
You just came back and won.
Yeah, no, it was a good win from the boys, man. We dug deep. I think just at half time, you know, Sticky just said, just believing each other, like what we got here. And pretty much everyone looked at each other and thought, yeah, we're like, we can come back here, you know. And yeah, it's footy. Just turned around, got the momentum, got a bit of luck too there. And ended up getting away with it. So it was a good win from the boys, gutsy win.
Scored a pretty good try. I remember we played Manly, I think it was 2018 at Bookie as well. And we were getting pumped. I think it was like 26-6 at half time. And we came back and beat them. I don't even know how. I don't know how we done it, but yeah, one of the best ever comebacks. At half time, Ricky's known to give you a good spray when he's losing.
Yeah.
Did he go off ears or not?
No, he actually didn't really go off. He just said, look, we're a good team. Like, we know what we got here.
Yeah.
And pretty much just gave us, like, good positive vibes. And, yeah, like, we just got out there and just changed it around. As I said, the momentum sort of changed too. And we knew, like, that, like, a couple of tries they scored were a bit, you know, luck of the bounce and whatnot. So, yeah, we just got out there and, yeah, changed it around. So Elliot White had killed it that game.
That was his
Everything
first game
he touched,
back,
man, he
right?
was scoring. Yeah, first game back in a while.
So what did he scored, what, 2-3 tries or
2
something?
tries, yeah, set up one with that flick pass. Yeah, he killed it.
He's obviously been missed. And what do you get up to in the bye round? Do you still train or do you just kind of not train at all?
Oh, no, I try to go gym, just try to tick over. Nothing big, maybe a little 2K run on the treadie, just a walk or something, but nothing too mainstream, man, just to tick over.
I was going to say, how good. Thank you for coming in today, obviously for coming from
having
Canberra.
me.
I really appreciate it. And proud sponsors, SHOEGRAB. I know you've shopped there many times.
Definitely, yeah. best
Many
shop.
times. Dive into that and see what they gifted you today, brother.
Oh, wow. Can't wait to open that, man. They look good.
They look good. They look fresh on your feet.
They look fresh. They look nice.
Oh, how good. Talk to me a bit about your childhood. Did you play soccer first or were you kind of introduced to like contact sport, rugby league, rugby union?
Yeah, so like my cousins and my brother all played soccer growing up, you know,
Yeah.
and I was 6 years old. I went to my family friend's house and we were just passing footy around it and he was playing, back then it was Valley Dragons. He was playing for Valley Dragons. He was a lot older than me. And my family said, you should just sign up. And I was like, yeah, I like this. Looks fun. And then my dad took me down the road to sign up. And ever since then I was playing league. I played for Tuggerah Knights back then in Conda. Played for them for a couple of years and then went to Valley Dragons. And then, how old was I? About 13, 14. I started playing league, union and soccer. And then I was playing soccer for that. I was doing that for 3 years. My dad actually coached me under 13's Tuggerah team for soccer. And then I was a bit chubby, man, because I used to love my grandma's pancakes and chicken schnitzel and rice. She used to always make that. And I used to just, I was a bit chubby, and then I had a growth spurt about 15, 16. And then around there, my dad's like, you got to choose one. He goes, I can't keep taking you to rugby league, union, and soccer straight after. So I was going to soccer and then straight after to union or vice versa. And he's just like, mate, you got to choose one. I said, oh, look, I like league and I like union. Like, he goes, and then I got picked in the Brumbies under 16, like junior system. But I was in Harold Mats too, and then my dad's like, you got to choose one. You can't play both. And then I just went that pathway to go with the Raiders under 15 Harold Mats,
So you can just pick and choose what you want to do. Pretty good luxury to have.
Yeah, no, I was lucky. I had good parents, man. They took me everywhere. You know, every weekend they took me to the sports and whatnot. So I was pretty lucky in that.
You born and bred in Canberra?
Yeah, born and bred there. Yeah.
So tell me, if someone's about to move there, how do you sell it to them? How do you
Look,
what is Canberra like?
Look, it's not too bad. Like, I'm from there, you know, so I got heaps of friends and family and whatnot. But it's just chilled vibes, man. Like, there's not much happening there, no traffic. But it's just, it's cruisy. It's cruisy. Cruisy for if you have a family. You can walk around the lake, get ice cream, just do little things, you know.
What year did you debut again?
2017.
2017. You know, we could have been teammates.
We're going to come Canberra.
Do you remember that? So 2014, it was me and Tedesco. We went down to Canberra together. Anyway, we thought it was like a secret little visit, but as soon as we got off the plane, boom, there was cameras there. I met the CEO at the time, Ricky Stuart, and they took us around Canberra. Went to the stadium, the HQ.
It was in Belco back then.
That's right.
Yeah,
and just showed us around the place.
That would have been mad. Imagine that.
I didn't say yes straight away initially, but Teddy did. Teddy goes, yeah, I'll go down. I had a 3-year deal on the table, and I was very close to sign. I was actually, Gus at the time was actually pushing me to go. Like, the offer was too good to be, it was too good at the time for me, particularly early stages of my career. But for me, I'm so family orientated. Like, I need to be around my family, around like my community, and not only that, I had a few things going on behind the scenes where I needed to just kind of stay close to family.
100%.
So I actually turned it down. And I remember actually having this conversation with Teddy.
Wow,
and
imagine that.
He was asking me, he was calling me, he was like, oh, are you going to sign? And I was like, oh, like, I don't think I am, man. I can't. Like, I'd like to, but I can't commit. And calling Ricky was probably one of the hardest phone calls I've ever had to make. Because, like, I'm sure you know, like, Ricky's so proud, and he'll do anything for you, right? Like, as a coach.
Yeah.
And I knew I had him there. I knew he was a big believer in me. And me personally, if a coach believes in me, I want to repay that.
Oh, of course.
Tenfold.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Funny that.
Wow, imagine that.
Anyway, Teddy ended up back flipping, but
it would have been down Brad and cruising.
Ended up going to the Roosters and won a couple of premierships, so no regrets there. So you debut at 18. What was that like for you when you got the call up? Do you remember it?
Yeah, of course. To be honest, I remember when I was 17, I was still at school, and Sticky rang me one session because Rapper had gastro. And I was at school, like I was literally going to school, and he was like, hey, do you reckon you can train today? And I was like, yeah, of course, mate. I got nothing planned. But I still had school till the end of that September. So I wouldn't go to school. I wasn't going to class. I was like, oh, I'm going to train in a row. Like, this is mad. I remember calling my dad. I'm like, I'm training with him this day. And he's like, oh, good work. Like, train hard. I remember going there, and we had a big fitness day. It was on a Thursday. And I was just like, oh.
Fitness day on the Thursday?
Yeah, it was, I don't know. This was preseason, sorry.
Oh, okay.
So we had preseason. He had to just gastro, and they needed an extra number on the opposite team.
Yep.
And I remember training, we had a big fitness day, and I was like, this is that. Like, compared to 20s fitness, and then we did that fitness, and I finished, I was like, well, this is one of the hardest days I've ever done in my life. But I loved it, like, enjoyed it. And then literally, like 3 weeks later, that happened again. And then he put me 18th man when I was 17.
Wow.
Against remember that game in Leichhardt when BJ done that mad flick pass? And they won by heaps. It was that game.
Around the corner?
Yeah. I remember watching that. I was like, wow, imagine playing. And then, I got lucky enough the year after I'd done that whole preseason. And then we played the Nines tournament in Perth. Not Perth, it was in New Zealand.
Auckland.
Yeah, and then, after that game, like 2 weeks later, I remember him telling me, he's like, yeah, you're going to debut this week against Cowboys. And I'll never forget the day. Because back then my dad had a takeaway shop in Isabella. So I just remember speeding there and I was like, Tala, because I called my dad Tala. I was like, come outside and say something to you. He's like, what's up, man? I'm busy. I said, I'm playing NRL this week in Townsville. And it was just the best moment ever. Like, hugging my dad, like.
Any tears?
Yeah, pretty much. He was glassy eyes. I was about to cry, but I was just like, it was the best moment ever.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
I love hearing stories like that. Like, it's obviously we work so hard to get to that position, but did you think it was going to come so soon?
Nah, to be honest, I wasn't really thinking of like, like I've always dreamt of playing in a royal, but I just loved playing footy, like just having fun. I just didn't think it would come that early, to be honest. I was just enjoying footy each week, playing 20s with the boys. Like I remember when I debuted for 20s, like, oh, this is the best. Remember Toyota Cup was on TV. You're playing with the yellow ball, bro. You thought it was the best thing ever.
I missed Toyota Cup.
It was
honestly.
so fun.
We had it so good. Like honestly, like
100%.
I used to love it so much because you used to get a taste of, or we used to play on TV firstly, and as a fan perspective, like you got to see the rising stars coming through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like there's a bit of a disconnect now. Like you don't really get to see that, but we had it good.
Yeah, of course.
It was no slowing down for you, but like you debuted 2 years later. I thought you played in the grand final. Like you played Origin.
So quick.
You played for Australia, all in a short time frame of what, 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years. Yeah.
Could you remember much about that grand final year? Like, did you start of that year believe you were a genuine chance to play in the grand final?
With the team we had, of course. Like even when I first got to Canberra, our team we've always had stacked players. I think too, and a lot of people think so too. But yeah, we had a bit belief. I remember doing that army camp with the boys in 2019, and then yeah, it was just different that year. Like I don't think we won pretty. We just won like grinding team. We just
were
won
very different that year.
Just simple footy and just
like
end up
John
winning heaps of
Bateman,
games. Yeah,
Elliot Whitehead, Hodgson.
BJ.
Even the positional change with Jack White gone from fullback to 5'8".
That's right. That was his first year there. Killed it.
The style you played was very unique. Even you brought back the strippers, I remember as well.
Oh, yeah.
No one used to strip the ball one-on-one, and you guys were like the kings of it. Like, was that something you guys practiced?
Yeah, we did. We used to have wrestling coach Babbage. He used to always tell us about that, the scatter, and Hodjo was the best at it, man. He used to always do it. He was so good at that, and yeah, that was one of our big things. But also, I think we were just enjoying foot. Like all the boys were just having a laugh at training. Like it was just, we're just having fun, man. Honestly, we're just enjoying. I think everyone's just enjoying footy, and then we just won those little close games, and then you know how it is when you're just enjoying footy. I guess you just start winning games like that. So it was a memorable year, man. I remember that year quite well. It was like a dream come true. To play that GF was the best thing ever. Like when we beat Rabbits that time.
I was there that day watching you.
Oh, I couldn't believe it. It was crazy. Like the build up to the GF. Like I remember sitting on the bus with Emre, and we're coming out of the stadium at training park, going to Sydney, and there's just Raiders fans everywhere, and we're just looking out like, bro.
It was a sea of green, bro. It was more Raiders fans than there were Roosters fans, without a doubt.
Unbelievable.
I remember watching it. I feel like that was one of the most evenly contested grand finals the past decade. Like I felt like it could have went either way.
100%.
To be honest, I felt like you guys were a bit hard done by, which we'll get into. In that game itself, what do you remember most from it?
The 6 to go, eh? I remember that. Like happening, but you can't really blame that on the decision. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just remember Teddy. Someone ran down the sideline and then passed back to Teddy, and they scored, and it was like 10 minutes left, and I was just thinking, like, we can still win this. Like,
do you feel like that 6 again really rocked you that much because they scored that following set? Did you feel the frustration because on the wing you can feel the frustration, right?
Like yes and no. Like you didn't really say, "Oh, that cost us the game." Like we still had our chances, I guess. But yeah, it was just, to be honest, it happened so quick. Like before you knew it, the game was done. Like it was just so fast. I don't really remember much, but I just remember jumping up for the ball. Like they'd done a crossfield kick, and I've jumped up and caught it, and mine was just kneed my back. And my whole, like, do you know when you get kneed in the back and your whole,
pins and needles?
Yeah. And I was like, I can't even jog here. Like, something's on my back. And I was like, couldn't move properly. And I was freaking out. I was like, it's a grand final. I can't come off the field foot, getting a knee in the back. You know what I mean? I remember stressing a bit. Then after I just ran that off. But, yeah, it happened so quick, man, to be honest. Like, I just remember after the game, how it's the worst, you know how it is, bro. That's the worst feeling in the world, man. It's
gut-wrenching, man. Gut-wrenching. I remember.
So hard to get there. And then, but that's just footy.
Just wasn't meant to be. I just looking back at that game, and I looked at the stats as well after the game. Like you guys dominated in every aspect of that game. Those 2 decisions that were big, obviously the 6 again that went against us, and the charge down that ricocheted off the Roosters trainer. So they're 2 big moments. Do you feel like if those 2 big moments didn't happen, that you guys win the game?
Look, pretty hard thing to say, but
what's your gut tell you?
Yeah. Like, I reckon we could have, but at the same time, we can't blame those little things, you know what I mean?
Can I say, like, putting our mateship aside, if those 2 moments don't happen and go in your favour, I reckon Canberra wins that 2019 grand final. Because I was watching it, and when Elliot Whitehead, or I can't remember exactly, or Josh Hodgson charged the ball down, he was in open space. if it didn't hit the train. That's one, right? And you already had the Roosters on the back pedal. The 6 again, if that stays 6 again, Roosters are defending their line for another set.
Yeah, 100%. It'll be hard to defend there.
Like, and you guys were the kings of scoring points inside opposition 10.
10, yeah.
So,
yeah, it's one of those things. What if, but end results, what happens, you know what I mean? We just got to live with that, I guess.
It is what it is.
They played good too, the Roosters, man.
They were back to back. Like, they had
team.
They had a great side. I remember as well, Cooper Cronk, it was all over the news about his bung scapula, I think it was.
Yeah.
He had a fractured scapula. Was that spoken about during the week? Was there a game plan to target him? What was that like?
No, not really. We didn't really have any of that, man. We were just really focused on ourselves and what we can bring, like each individual to the team. And if everyone puts in their 100% and does their job, we can win this game. So we didn't really have anything like that. But we had belief we could win that game 100%. You know, we came into that game ready to go. But yeah, unfortunately, we just didn't win.
You know, with Canberra sides, I've noticed, I feel like you guys are always the underdog. And tell me if I'm wrong, because like even this year, not many people would have put Canberra in their top 8, right? And you guys have been winning pretty good games, and you're winning well. You're beating top 8 sides. Did you feel like that was the case throughout your whole career in Canberra? Like, do you always feel like you have a point to prove?
Yeah, I guess so, because we're not really like in the media eyes and that, like the Sydney clubs and the Brisbane clubs and whatnot. Like, we sort of stay under the radar, which I reckon is a good thing too. Like, a lot of the players like that, you know what I mean? But yeah, a lot of people just write us off, I guess, too, because it's Canberra. Oh, Canberra won't do that, or Canberra, you know what I mean? We just stay under the radar. But yeah, as you said, like, we don't really read into that stuff, man. That doesn't really bother us. We're just there to, you know, do our each positional, like as our coach says, if you do yourself, like do your position right, 100%, we're going to win this game. So yeah, like, I guess so.
So as the years went on, you obviously locked down that left flank for the Raiders. You ended up signing for the Bulldogs in 2021.
21, yeah.
Yeah. Was there other teams in the mix? Or were the Bulldogs always the number one destination to go to?
I spoke to a few clubs that year. I remember I spoke to the Roosters and Doggies, and I had a chat with Tigers too. But Canberra was like, I really wanted to stay in Canberra too.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I was at that age, like I was traveling to Sydney a few times here and there, and I was just loving it, man. Like I loved Sydney.
The Sydney bug.
It was fun. Like it's, you know, I grew up in Canberra and didn't really like experience much, and then going to Sydney and whatnot, seeing like nice cafes, like beaches, and it was pretty cool. I was like, oh, I could see myself living here, you know. It's just something I tried out, and yeah.
What was the main reason to sign for the Bulldogs?
Look, the big thing for me was I remember growing up in like 2000, like watching the Doggies, especially in like 2004 and that, you know what I mean? Like I was too young, but I remember watching the highlights and like Sonny Bill Williams and Willie Mason, and I used to love the Doggies back then. Even the Morris brothers.
Were you Doggy supporter?
Yeah, I used to for Doggies and Broncos.
I was Doggy supporter.
Like Morris brothers, and I used to love them back in the day, and I was like, oh, imagine playing for them, you know, it'd be pretty cool. But yeah, that was probably one of the things, I guess, just go live in Sydney, and all my cousins live in Elwood, and that's like down the road from Belmore, and that's really all I knew about Sydney was that area. And yeah, and I just ended up taking the risk and go signing there. And
you signed with like during the worst period ever, like during COVID. Like feels like yesterday. I still can't work out how that. What a weird time, mate. Yeah, it was. I can't make sense of it. Like it was the most bizarre situation.
Most bizarre thing ever.
2021, the NRL takes the competition to Queensland. Did you end up going up to Queensland as well? You didn't because you had a toe injury.
Yeah, I done my toe, but at the same time, I had surgery on my shoulder. Because before that, like my shoulder was playing up, and they're like, we'll just check your shoulder. And then I ended up doing that labrum, had the surgery, and then I actually just stayed in Sydney that whole time.
So what you in Sydney, or the team was up in Queensland? How were you keeping fit? What were you doing to kind of stay connected with the team? What was that like?
It was pretty hard, to be honest. Like, because I was using the shoulder sling too, and I had the moon boot on, so I was like, what's going on here? Like, I couldn't do much at all. Like, you know, when you have your shoulder surgery, you can't do it for 6 weeks. So I was literally just staying home, playing FIFA. Like staying up,
which he sucks at.
Yeah,
absolutely sucks at.
I'll still bet you.
Don't worry, you haven't been in ages.
I'll play. Get the players 5 out here, bro.
It's upstairs. We'll play later. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, so like I didn't do much, man. I just literally, honestly, I just stayed up watching movies. Like I got a bit turned off. Like, because when you're not playing and you're injured, you're sort of like hating the world. And I was just like, oh, like COVID's happening. Like I was just pretty much zoning out that whole time, bro. Like I was just staying up late watching movies, and I had no one there with me. Like my brother was down the coast with my family because my family lived at the coast in Batemans Bay, so I was all by myself the whole time. And I was just bored by myself, had nothing to do. So it was pretty tough time. But it was tough for everyone. Like not everyone was doing the same thing as we were all doing. You know what I mean? And the footy boys are lucky they were in GC, and I was like, I would love to went to GC with the boys.
Yeah, but it kind of makes sense why it was a tough year for you. Like obviously you've got 2 injuries that you have to nurse. You're away from the team. You're fully
Yeah, it
disconnected
was
from
tough.
the team. You're disconnected from your family. Like you're from small town Canberra.
Yeah.
Always all you knew was being around your family, and you're living in a foreign
Yeah,
city
100%,
by
yeah.
yourself, injured with a foreign team that you just
Yeah.
signed with. So in my eyes, it makes sense. But why do you think it didn't work out at the Bulldogs?
Look, I think it's one of those things. It's a team sport too. You know, when I got there, I think we only won 1 game in the first like 7-8 weeks, and that was tough. Like from coming from Canberra, we were winning a lot of games. You know, we've always made the finals every time I've been there, except my first year, like top 8. And yeah, it was just a tough year, man. Like, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it there. I enjoyed the club. I enjoyed the people there. Of course, the area is the best. You know, it's fun there. Like they got everything there. But yeah, it just wasn't working out, man. And then I remember that second year when I come back from my shoulder surgery. You know, I spoke to Gus and whatnot, and they had a few salary cap issues. So, and then he's like, if you want to go, you're free to leave. Like, you can leave. And then, yeah, I spoke to a few clubs there, and then I just remember like my coach calling me up and saying, like, just come home, mate. Like, we'll take you back. And that meant a lot for me, you know, like going back to Canberra for him, because I have all respect for Sticky. He's the one that gave me my debut jumper, and to get those 2 little words you just said, I was just like, yeah, I just want to get back home and play, enjoy my footy again.
How would you describe the last 2 years with Canberra? Obviously, the club that you love, you grew up playing the juniors with. How would you describe the last 2 years?
Yeah, the last 2 years been fun. First when I come back, it was enjoying being back with all the boys. You know, playing with Joe Croker. His last couple of games was good. I loved playing outside him, and I had fun there.
Yeah, you had a pretty good combination, you two.
Yeah, no, he's a good bloke, man. Gun player and a good bloke off the field too. So I loved spending back with all the old boys. It was good going back with them boys, and seeing Emre too. He's like one of my good mates, and Jacko too. Seeing Legsy back then was good, and yeah, I enjoyed being back, man. It was good fun, and just the last couple 6 months, you know, I was just yeah, I was in and out playing a few games of reserve grade, I guess, and just got to get that form back up playing, and I actually enjoyed playing cup the last couple of weeks. I just found my feet again, you know. You go through patches in footy, I guess, and that's just footy. You got to go through the roller coaster, and yeah, I just went back there and just worked on the little things that I thought I had to work on too, and yeah, it was probably a good thing for me to go through that.
I think that's the biggest thing for players that get dropped to reserve grade is to not kick stones and not sulk about it. I remember having this pretty lengthy conversation with you over the phone, and I think it's so important because, you know, I went through a similar experience where when I was getting dropped to reserve grade, like I probably didn't have the right attitude, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, 100%.
But that's not going to get you anywhere. Like you got to go to training, you got to take every opportunity and go 100 miles an hour because, you know, it flies by, man. And you're not helping yourself. You're not helping anyone around you. The only thing you can do is have a good attitude, train as hard as you can, and control what you can control.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what you've done, man. So you're back in the team, you're flying. But there must have been times where you kind of second guessed yourself. You were frustrated. Like how did you get yourself out of that mindset and just stay focused?
There was definitely times, man. I was upset a few times, you know, but I guess I just spoke to people that I grew up with, you know what I mean? My friends, my family, people there from day one. That real stood out for me, you know, like I always, like my mates I grew up with, they'll give me a ring and be like, oh, just enjoy footy, man. Like, doesn't matter if you're playing, doesn't matter where you're playing. Like, look what you're doing as a job. Like, look what I'm doing. They're like, bro, I'm busting my ass out here in the trade, become a trader, I'm a concreter, and look what you're doing. And I guess little things like that, like little chats like that, put you back in perspective. Like, look what I'm doing as a job. Like, I understand I'm playing reserve grade and that, but I'm still playing what I love doing, playing footy, like with my mates. And there's little things like that, and yeah, they helped me get through all those patches too, and just more like make yourself believe in yourself again.
Yeah.
So I guess your confidence drops a bit, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was the biggest thing for me, and like I learned from that, and having all those people who are close to me, like I'll never forget that, you know. So all those boys I grew up with, always speaking to me, especially my mum and dad and my cousins, and that means a lot. 100%.
Have you like seeking all that from family and friends? That's great. You know, I feel like as well, it could be a little bit of a trap as well because sometimes family and friends kind of tell you what you want to hear, if that makes sense. Have you kind of like done any self-reflection and kind of looked at yourself and go, you know what, I can be better here, I can be better here, you know what, I'm doing good here? Like, do you do any self-reflecting at all?
Yeah, like I always like...
Because at the end of the day, like if you're being honest with yourself, I feel like that's where your growth and self-development goes from here to here.
Yeah.
I feel like with me personally, when I was trying to seek validation from family and friends, like, yeah, they were giving me a bit of comfort and telling me what I wanted to hear. You know what, you're going good, just keep your head up, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really helping me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, is there any ways that you kind of reflect? Like, we all do video on ourselves, you know,
Yeah.
what, you know, training. Do you do any self-reflection?
Look, for me, like what you said, 100%. Like I always had like my cousin Steve Babbage. He helped me a lot for the times, and even C's like,
Yeah.
because with them guys, like C's been full door, you know. So
Aiden
like,
Caesar?
yeah, Aiden Caesar. So I'll just give him a ring, or Babs will give me a ring, and they'll just be honest with you. They're straight down the line. Like, you did this, you were terrible there. You should have done that.
Well, that's good.
You got to get involved more. Like, you're taking the piss. Like, they'll just say it how it is, and I like that. Like, obviously you get a bit upset, like taking that. You're like, but all right, then I'll show you. You know, I can play better here and do that better. And for that actually helped me a lot, man, because they'll just honest straight down the line with me, and that's what I think I needed.
I feel like, again, going back to my last question about Canberra, you always, whenever you guys got a point to prove, you just play well all the time. This year as well, especially, I swear, there was one time I saw in the sheds, there was a sign that said, fuck them.
Oh, yeah.
Laminated, plastered right in the sheds on game day. What is that? Who is that directed to?
Look, as a team, I think that just what you said before, you know, like no one really believes in us and whatnot.
Yeah.
And we just had this little thing as a group, and yeah, it's pretty funny actually. But
I already know who it came from. Is it a sticky thing or was it a player run thing?
I think it was a bit everyone, man. But it's good.
Who's it directed at?
I think it's more just us, like saying, you know what we got here, we know what we've got, sort of thing. And yeah, all those people that don't believe in us, we can definitely change that.
How would you describe Sticky as a coach? Because he's been there for over 10 years now.
Yeah,
maybe more. How would you describe him as a coach?
Yeah, it's just real old school, you know, just real old school. He cares for his players, you know, he always goes to battle for his players no matter what. So, yeah, I guess he's just there for the boys.
What about players in terms of you play, like with all the players you've played with within the Canberra team, who do you think you had the best like kind of combination relationship with?
Like on the field, you mean? Or like off the field?
Oh, both.
Off the field, yeah, on the field, probably Croker, I reckon, Joe Croker.
Yeah, you guys had a very good connection.
I love being outside him, man.
What's he doing with himself now, being retired? Do you know?
Yeah, he's working with us. He's our kicking catch coach. So he helps us out with that. Yeah, and positional wise as too. No, he's good. It's good to have him around the club. So yeah, I'll say tools. Even Jack Warden, he was a good man. Like,
do you feel the loss from Jackie? Do you feel like there's a big hole left in your team with him gone?
Yeah, it is, you know, and at the same time, I miss him, like, having him around. Like, you can hear his laugh from miles away. I mean, he's so loud, and you have a laugh with him in training and that. But, yeah, also, like, Stranger's been going well, too.
He's killing it.
He's killing it, man.
Young, right?
Yeah, he's young. Yeah, I think he's only 20, 21, 20. Yeah, wow. He's young, maybe even younger than that.
So you can definitely tell him a thing or two about the debut that he
Yeah.
Alrighty, next. What's in the sauce, brother? I've got a few true or false questions for you.
All right. You know.
And I don't know if you're ready for this because
True or false?
I sent you a script. But I left this section out.
I knew you were going to leave something out, bro. Come on. What is it?
I didn't want you to be prepared for it. All right.
True or false?
You're nervous.
Oh, yeah.
All right. This true or false might take a while. And I've got some info, and the source is extremely reliable, all right? So I hear you're a notorious sleepwalker.
Who said that, bro? Sleepwalking? No, I don't sleepwalk. I just have I do weird things at night. Like I've been rooming with Emre, and apparently like in the middle of the night when we were in New Zealand, like I just woke up, I was like, where are we? And I started like panicking, and I just stood straight up and I just started laughing apparently for 5 minutes. I remember just getting up, bro, and I was like, where am I? Like I was just full tripping out. I do weird things like that, yeah. I don't know why, bro. Don't tell me why, but that's probably the worst thing I've done.
Maybe it's not sleepwalking, but they're episodes of some sort.
Episodes or something, man.
I'm gonna read out a few episodes that you've had.
That you've been talking to. Where'd you get these?
You want to have a guess?
Yeah.
Yeah, have a guess. Who do you reckon told me?
Emre.
Nah.
Mrs.
She was one.
Yeah. C's.
Head C's. Okay.
Of course.
Yeah, 2 out of 3. Well done. All right. Tell me which one of these episodes is true or false. So one of it's GST. I had to throw that in there. All right. You held your hands at your missus and I can't even finish the sentence. And you were mimicking a gun and yelling bang, bang, bang.
But I don't remember that at all.
True or
No
false?
way.
True.
I remember her telling me that, but I don't remember doing that.
Would your missus have any reason to lie?
I know, but I don't know what I was dreaming
We're going to
about.
say true because she told
Let's
me
go
that.
true.
We're going to say true.
Probably.
The next one, you were demanding where all the cash was to Emre, saying, where's the money I left over here? True or false?
That's true. I remember that.
So you do remember that?
I remember that. That was weird, bro.
That is so bizarre.
I don't know what happened that night. I don't know what. Bro, I had a dream that I won like 20 grand. I had a dream, but the dream was in my bedroom. So I thought it was real.
That is
So
so
I've gone
weird.
in, like I've woken up and I was like, I don't know why. I was like, they're 20 grand, they're 20 grand, they get it. And then I had a dream someone stole my money.
Has this always happened?
Nah, this was just, I don't know what was going on there. I think because I won on the punt that day or something. I don't know what was going on.
So
that was a weird
You
night,
never
man.
had these like sleeping episodes as a kid?
Nah, like I have them here and there, but I don't know if it's a movie that I've watched or I don't know. It's weird, man. I was watching some weird movies on Netflix.
I know you sleep like a rock.
Yeah,
Like,
I love like
you
after
love
doing naps.
you-
I'll have a
you-
nap every day. Yeah,
I'm the complete opposite.
I think 'cause I just get deep sleep, bro.
yeah, it's weird.
That was fried. That was fried, man. That day.
Well, this one,
That's true.
That's
that one's false. Then that's the worst one I've ever done.
No, wait. The previous one was false or true?
That was true. The money thing was
Well,
true.
this one for me, like this one takes the cake. Like,
That's false there because there's only been 3, bro. I
nah,
remember.
this has to be true. You got up and you went, so
That's false, bro. That never happened.
Don't lie.
No way. No, that's false.
Seriously?
Nah. Who said that, bro? You made that up on the spot
Like,
because you love Ronaldo, Portuguese. He's
well,
that.
why
You made that up.
that's why I found it so funny. But your missus told me that one, so she
That's fake.
she must have been
I
pulling my
wish.
leg.
I would have had a goal score in the Champions League or something.
Was there any other sleepy episodes that I don't have on here?
Bro, the worst one I think I've ever had was like I got up, my missus is still on the phone, and it's got nothing to do with my phone or hiding my phone. I don't have my phone, but apparently I remember just waking up and I was like, oh, I just panicked and I grabbed the phone, I just pegged it down the hallway, and I was just like, then I woke up, I was like, oh, sorry. Like I didn't think she was holding a phone. I thought she was holding something else because I was watching like this fried scary movie, man. That It movie, that clown movie.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I was thinking.
I don't think it's scary.
That's scary.
No, it's not.
I got scared, bro, from that. I don't know. When I watch weird movies, I have weird events like that.
You know what scares me, like with horror films? It's the paranormal horror movies.
Oh, like Paranormal Activity and that.
Like paranormal
Yeah,
activity.
like ghosts and that. Yeah, that's scary.
Like the based on a true story, like those exorcism
Yeah,
movies.
100%.
Oh, I have the worst time. Paranormal Activity, I thought was true.
Do you reckon it's real?
I think that shit happens. I actually think that shit happens, but I don't know.
I hate that shit. That's so
Yeah,
scary.
I don't know. I have you had anything like supernatural happen to you? Like since we're on this topic? We've gone down the rabbit hole.
Honestly, when I was a kid, I had something
I
fucked,
have.
like, scary.
Go, you tell me your version of events.
Look, I don't know if I was dreaming or not, but I was like young, man. I was like 6.
So this has happened.
This has happened. Like, I don't even know if I don't know. This was freaky, bro. I remember when I was younger. Do you know when you're young, you go in your parents' room,
Yeah.
like you get scared, you have a nightmare, you go to sleep with your mum
Yeah.
and your parents. I go in there and like my parents' wardrobe's on the left and the bed's there. And I've turned to my mum, I've like shook my mum to wake up. She's not waking up. I've looked left and I've just seen like a family. This sounds cooked, but I swear to God,
No, I
this happened,
believe
bro.
you.
I looked left and there was like a family, but they were like possessed. Not possessed, there was like 2 kids. I'll never forget, there was 2 boys, a girl and like a mum. And she had long hair and they looked like Chucky dolls. Like all Chucky dolls. And I just looked quick, I was like, oh, and I grabbed my mum. My mum got scared. She's like, what's up, Nick? I said, mum, please let me come in bed with you. And I remember snuggling under the blanket and I just couldn't sleep that whole night. And I woke up the next morning, I looked back in that mirror and I was like, there's nothing there. But I reckon that's happened because I watched Chucky. It's like, I reckon I've just had my parents, I don't know why, but my older brother put that movie on when I was that young. You don't do that to someone under that age.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
that's not well.
100%.
That's not well.
Helios. That's Carlos for you, bro. He's done some cooked things.
Oh my God, yes he has.
Well, go, what was your
Mine
one?
was similar. Like I was going to my parents' room and I was living in a 2-bedroom apartment at the time, but my room was at the end, and I had to like walk through the corridor through the living room to my parents' room. Anyway, I remember walking. Got to the living room and it was like middle of the night, and I kind of stopped in the living room and like I felt like something was there. I felt like something was happening. I don't know. You know when you feel something's looking at you? And I've gone to turn to the right, but there was nothing there. And then all of a sudden, like the ceiling just ripped. I'll never forget it. I was so young at the time too, but I'll never forget it. the ceiling ripped open and it was just blinding light just shining on my face. And I was on the ground. I know how sad this sounds. Believe me, I know how this sounds. And I was staring into the light, but the light wasn't blinding. It was weird. You know when you look at the sun and you squint? I wasn't squinting. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, I know this how this sounds. A hand came down. I know. I grabbed the hand and I woke up and I was just standing in the living room in the middle of the night.
What?
Weird, eh? I'll never forget it. I was like 8 or 9. I'll never, ever forget it.
So it's just a hand sticking out.
It was just like, yeah.
Did you fist pump it or something? Or just
you're fucked.
Just grab it.
I'm trying to open up here. I'm trying to open up here in a personal situation. But there was another time, but I don't want to get into it because we're talking about you today. Bro. Okay. All right, I've got some next questions for you, okay? We already kind of touched on this, but I'm going to kind of twist this question up. What's Ricky Stewart's worst ever spray?
Worst ever spray?
Because I'm sure he's got one in him. I heard one. There was one on I think it was a meme doing the rounds, and he was like, "You that fucking shit!" I fucking went off his fucking rocker. I don't know if you were playing that game, but have you ever been involved in a fucking almighty spray?
Almighty spray? Not gonna really remember of, eh? Like there's been some where he's kicked the chairs and kept spitting on the ground and a few like that. And grabbed the drink bottle and just smacked it and you're just like, oh no. But yeah, that's all I can really remember of. I don't remember like a big spray like that, yeah. There's 100% been one, but I just can't remember, eh?
That's awesome, man. Thanks for that.
I just don't remember, bro.
Growing up in Canberra, particularly in the 90s, obviously one of the best teams growing up. Give me 10 of your best Canberra players of all time.
Mal Meninga.
Yeah, without a doubt, yeah.
Of course. Bradley Clyde.
Yes, of course.
Who else is there? I used to like Josh Dugan.
You right? Yeah, you reckon
I used to love Josh
10.
Dugan back in the day. Yeah, Gun, Joe Croker, Jason Croker.
Jason Croker, yeah. There's a few Crokers. Brett Mullins.
Yes, Brett Mullins. Who else?
Gun.
I'll put Joe Croker, Jack Wyden up there.
Really?
Yeah.
No Laurie Daly. No Ricky Stewart.
No, I'll put Ricky Stewart.
No Glenn Lazarus.
Yeah, Ricky Stewart. 100%.
We're gonna have to do a top 20.
Fernsey, I put Fernsey there.
Fernsey, yes.
Yeah, he was good.
Yes.
We at our club, we've got a big history. We always watch the old games and whatnot, so 100% go him. Yeah, that's the ones I'd say, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll put Rapper there too.
You would, ya?
Yeah.
Me and Raps have had some battles, man.
I'll put Rapper there.
Also,
I remember when he elbowed your eye that game. Was that Raps?
Fucking dog.
That was good elbow, man.
Nah, we squashed it, but I still haven't forgiven him. Nah, yeah, he didn't miss, eh? How did he go off with that?
Oh, Papali too. I put Joshy there.
Yeah, Josh.
100% Pups. Yeah,
Papa, 100%.
Can't forget about Big Papa.
I actually got good memories for that game. That was a weird game. It was like 40-30 or something, wasn't it? It was weird.
It was weird, bro. And then you ended up coming back, pumping us.
You fell for the dummy, bro.
I was fullback that game,
You
mate.
fell for the dummy.
You fell for that elbow across the eye, bro. That was bad, bro. How many stitches did you have? 10?
Bro, it was massive. I think it was it this one or this one? I can't even fucking remember. I think it was this one.
That would hurt, bro.
And you know why I was pissed? Because it was 2 games in from my massive facial reconstruction.
That's right, yeah.
I
You done
was
that.
shitting it, man. Shitting it.
That's the worst, bro.
Hey, it wasn't a subtle elbow too. It was proper horizontal, straight to the face. Like, he did not miss me. Like, I had no eyebrow. I don't know how. And the doctor that was stitching me was like that. With his hands was like that, shaking me while he was sewing me up.
That's the best.
Fucking hell. Anyway, I ended up speaking to Raps after the game. Can't apologise.
Nah, he's the best rapper.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Nah, anyway. Can't recover now. Going to 26. When do we see Nick Cotric back in representative football?
That's definitely a goal of mine. I'd love to go back there. I guess I just got to... just get back out there playing good footy, playing good footy for the Raiders each week and, just prove those little things and just, play good club footy first, I guess.
What would you say was your pinnacle? You obviously played for Australia. You played State of Origin for New South Wales. How would you rank them between the two?
Oh, I put them the same together, Origin and Australia, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I reckon. Oh, yeah, 100% same. That was probably one of the best things I've ever did was, running on the Origin field and playing for your country too. Was it is, bro. It's the best feeling in the world. Like, you're going out there, you're singing the Australian anthem and you're looking in the crowd and I had my parents there and just to see them there that proud, it was the happiest moment ever.
I love it.
Yeah.
let's go into that question on the table, that little envelope there. So Michael Jennings was on the show last week, and he wrote you a question. So I don't know what it is.
What's this question?
It could be anything, but that's what's the beauty about it. Read it out.
Are you team beanie or helmet? That is the best, bro. I was reading, I was like, what, beanie, bro? Yeah. Nah, I'm helmet, cuz.
You know what? You know, actually, I actually didn't register that. Fuck. That's top two. That has to be the top two most random fucking questions we've had on this show. Are you team? Yeah, okay.
Beanie or helmet?
I don't think we need to get into any more details than that, but thank you, Michael, and thank you for your answer. Anyway, pick up that envelope there. And now you've got the opportunity to, oh my God, I can't recover. You got an opportunity to write a question for our next guest.
Nothing R18.
Okay, well, this question, what makes it good to you?
This question?
Yeah, don't tell me it, but why is it such a good question?
Because if this happened to me, I'd be in Europe. Put it that way. If this happened to me, bro, I'd be in Europe. I'd have 13 cars.
Interesting.
And they'll be all 1,000 horsepower.
I like that. Are you a car guy?
I love cars, man.
I went to a Top Gear event last week. I jumped on the track at Eastern Creek. Make sure that you sign it and seal it.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that.
Sign and seal it, please, before we get into that. I went around the track in the Stig in Top Gear?
Yeah.
Fuck. So fun.
That would have been mad.
So fun. What cars are you into?
I like everything, man. I like my old school cars, like my XYs, Toranas. Like I like the new cars, of course, the Mercs, like Lambos. My favourite, like I used to love VLs back in the day because Canberra.
My dad had a VL.
Someone asked, everyone used to love VLs, man. But no, I'm into XYs now. XY GT Falcons. I'd love one of them, man.
Do you have any like project cars, like you're putting together? Not really.
I used to have an Evo. MR.
That's right.
Yeah.
What happened to the Evo?
No, I ended up selling it. I had big dramas with it. We'll get into another story with that. Got stolen, man.
Your Evo got stolen?
Yeah.
From Canberra?
From Canberra, yeah. Got stolen and then like if your missus got stolen and she was gone for a week, are you taking it back? Of course not. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't. It took my car. It's my pride and joy, and that happened. I was like, nah, can't do that.
But you found it, yeah? So you found it?
Yeah, I ended up finding it.
Where was it?
It was I was in this Gungahlin, and it was on a hoist because the guy had done like he smacked the back tire, the diff, gearbox done, and he tried to fix it, and then probably just keep going. I don't know, sell it or do whatever he did to it. And he racked up like $100,000 worth of fines. Like he hit the parkway like 7 times on like 200K.
How long was it gone missing for?
A week and a half.
And he done all
couldn't find
that?
it. Yeah, man. He racked up. I went to the RTA and I was like trying to get my license renewed. And they're like, what are you, like, you should be in jail for these fines. I'm like, what are you talking about? I haven't had this car. The car got stolen, blah, blah, blah. I had to sit there for like an hour till they took everything out of my name to his name. It was big dramas, man, yeah. It was like $25,000 worth of fines. More. I think it ended up being $100,000 or something they were saying. Something ridiculous. I was like, what? What's going on, bro?
A week and a half. That is
wild.
wild.
That was wild. That was crazy, man. And I got it back and it was just like cigarette marks in the thing.
Anyway, I understand.
And then I had to pay like an extra $2,000 to get it fixed. And then insurance covered everything. Like they made it brand new, but I was just like
$2,000 in excess.
Yeah, exactly. And I was just like, nah, get rid of it. And my dad, old world parents are, why do you need this car, man? Why? You just cost you money. Relax, do this. Why do you need that? You know how they are, bro.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's the main reason I got rid of it because my dad, he's like, you don't need this rubbish, mate.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And he's got a point. He's got a point.
Yeah, it's true.
Before we wrap up, where will Nick Cotric be in 2025?
2025.
You are off contract.
I'm off contract, yeah. I don't know.
Did you forget about that,
man.
You forget about that?
Yeah, I forgot about that. I haven't really heard much, but I've been speaking to my manager, so there's a few things happening. So, look, I'd like to stay in Canberra. That's the main priority, but I guess see what happens.
What are the options for you, brother?
My manager's been talking to a few clubs. So there's a couple of clubs there, 2 or 3 clubs he was saying, but look, I'm coming back to Canberra, man. I'd like to get back to playing good footy and hopefully stay in nation's capital.
So that's your main preference?
Yeah.
Canberra? Hopefully you can stay with the Green Machine, brother. Thanks for coming on the
Machine,
show.
that's it, brother. Thank you.
Thanks
for having me, man.
Let's go do some bicep kills.
I'll be in FIFA. Let's go play FIFA, bro.
Let's go.